Welcome back to the Titanium Hanger. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with yet another video. And this time, I want to talk to you about Quintessons. Now, your options are extremely limited for Quintessons. If you want to buy some sort of Quintessons, you're going to either pay out the nose for the Impossible Toys version, which I have here, or you're going to get a real cheap ones that are really small. And I'll show you those at the end. But right now, I mostly want to focus on Impossible Toys. So these guys, I think they look great. They look good. They fit in well, but for the price, the bang for the buck, you're not going to get the bang for the buck out of them. So I'm going to talk about the pluses, the minuses, the ups and downs of Impossible Toys Quintessons. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the size versus Rodimus. If you can see, Rodimus towers over them, so they're not that tall, but they're not supposed to be that tall. I think they are in perfect scale with Masterpiece. I think that they did a really good job scaling these guys, and I think they fit in really well with a movie, a 1986 movie or a season 3 shelf, and so that's where they're going to stay on my shelf. Okay, so this one is Impossible Toys Quint 01. This one, there's got the 5 faces, and they call it also the Judge, and I think that he looks pretty good. And I think the faces are supposed to be glued on, but if you can see on there that they come off. So I don't know if the glue over the years, and I think they came out in '09 or something like that. I mean, they're pushing a decade old. Possible Toys isn't really around anymore. They still have a few items floating around on some of the toy sites there. You can pick up some of their old stuff, but not these. These they clearance down to like 20. Now they sell for, this guy here I think goes for 200 on eBay. Mine was used. I don't know how to change the batteries, and if you can see, now the lighting will show you that, well, maybe it's not going to show you, but my light comes on. You can see that? Yeah, there it is, but it's not bright enough. Not sure how to change the batteries in this one. And I've tried to change batteries in the other ones. Well, I got this guy brand new, and the batteries were already bad on them. So you may not get lighting features to work on them, which I don't really care, because you'd have to walk over here, turn the lights on, and then there's no like automatic shut off on them, so you'd have to come over here and shut them off. It's a cool feature, which I love and wish would work, but it's not the end of the world for me because they're just going to sit in my display. So the Quint 01, you got all the different faces. Lighter feature doesn't work. These tentacles I wish were more solid, and when I show you my cheap one, I actually like those better on the tentacles for the Quint 01. Now, next up is the Quint 02, and I really fought a battle with this. I had a eroded battery in there, and since it is a decade old, even though it was brand new when I got it, it's not, I can't get the electronics to work. And I mess with it because I just want to, but you have a battery compartment right there, a button right there to get it to work. So, but I think he looks great. He does his job, and I think I got him for like $40 or $37 or something. So most affordable of all these. And if you just want one of these on the shelf and you don't want to spend a lot of money, I'd get this guy, because I think someone out there's got like 100 of them, and they're just putting one on at a time and seeing what people buy it for. So I would go for this one. I'd maybe even contact that seller and say, hey, what's the best price you do for just one of these? Because I know that there's a seller unloading a whole bunch of these right now. And I don't know why this particular one and not the rest of them, but that's just kind of how things go. I think he looks cool, and I think they call that one the Prosecutor. Next up, we have the Executioner. And I'll be up front. I think I paid 40, 100, like 80 or 80, between 80 and 100 for each of these. I can't remember which one I paid more for. Well, they were all auction style, and I was lucky I got them. And I got the boxes with them, and I'll show you that here in just a second. But what I want to talk about is after a decade, how do they hold up? And the rubbery pieces on here, and I don't know if you can see it, but I had to glue mine, and I've got a little bitty piece of tape on it to hold it in place while the glue was setting. And I think glue went to the other one too, and I'm missing a piece. So you see how you have 3 tentacles on this side and only 2 tentacles on this side? So the rubbery stuff does not hold up, and when I got it I thought I broke it, and then I thoroughly evaluated the pictures of the auction, and it had been glued before, so I didn't feel so bad that I broke it. But in the end, these things are so hard to come by that I don't really care. Glue it and just put it on my shelf and call it a day. But if you're interested in getting one of these, I mean, this is the most expensive one. I think it's because the tentacles break so easily is why this guy is so hard to get. But in the end, not worth $200 or $300 for him. I mean, I think the only one on eBay right now is like $300, and I don't know any other way to find it. And I looked for a while. Actually, 2 years ago, I looked, and the prices were so outrageous. And then I just luckily came across, 1 week there were multiples selling, and when multiples are selling, you can get yourself a better deal. It seems like, so that's kind of how that worked out for me. So I actually think I'm kind of lucky because I got the boxes with each one of them. And I would have to say that if you don't get the box, shipping these, the tentacles are going to break on some of them. But I mean, it's just plastic on the inside. Nothing really super special. Really cool packaging for the time. And it'd be kind of fun to maybe find a date on the box, but I don't see a date on the box. But I do want to show that there are some spikes. There's little instructions, but you got spikes to put in the top. I did not do that. I don't see the point of it, and I'll probably screw them up. Quintesson 2, quickly show you some packaging. I got lucky with this. So I kind of got lucky with the fact that I had some packaging there. And actually my stuff probably would have gotten destroyed in the mail had I not had the official packaging that holds this stuff. Lastly, I want to show you one last thing. Lastly, I want to show you these little guys, and I ordered 2 of them. They're like 13 a piece on eBay, and you have to that comes with the heads in a separate baggies and stuff. You have to assemble it, and it's just in a little brown box. I didn't bring that box down to show because I didn't think it was that pertinent, but they're way smaller. So they're based off of the Judge, and so they're based off of this guy right here. And so you're not going to have the right size. It's going to look too small next to it, but it's better than nothing. And there's no light up feature, but for $13 versus hundreds, I went ahead and pulled the trigger on those first. I've had those for a long time. And I bought 2 thinking that the seller would combine shipping, and he didn't. And I don't think that they will. Any of the ones selling this, they factor in that shipping as part of their profit and whatever. So just have to bite the bullet and pay that. But anyway, I think I got 2 of the same head on one of them. But it is what it is. I mean, you're buying some like knockoff kind of stuff, and it fits in the chug scale. So I've got a few more videos coming. I want to talk about my Ravage collection, and I've got quite an extensive Ravage collection. I've been trying to find everything and get it together and talk about it. But since I just got this new MMC Ravage, the Jaguar, I'm really excited about it, and I really want to talk about it and show it compared to every other Ravage that exists. And then I've got another video that I'm really going to talk about that back plate and how to modify a back plate to fit on Megatron after I figure out how to modify it. But anyway, more videos coming, lots of fun. Tydirium Hanger out.